Friends, fellow historians, and enthusiasts of America's rich past. Welcome to episode 14 of our series, Alabama Namesakes. Today we travel to the northeastern corner of our great state to explore two counties whose stories are linked to the founding fathers of our nation, Madison and Jackson. These counties, born out of the same expensive land, are named for two men, though allies in the shaping of the Republic, came to represent different, often conflicting visions of American identity. First, let's turn our attention to Madison County. Madison County, established in 1808 by the governor of the Mississippi Territory, was named in honor of James Madison, the fourth president of the United States. He was a statesman, a brilliant political theorist, and is rightfully known as the father of the Constitution. Madison's legacy is one of intellectual depth and principled governance. He championed the idea of a republic governed by laws, not by men, and his writings in the Federalist Papers laid the philosophical groundwork for our nation. The early history of Madison County reflects the ambition and intellectualism of its namesake. It was a place of first for the new state of Alabama. The land was first surveyed and sold, attracting a wave of settlers from the East Coast, including influential figures like Leroy Pope. The city of Huntsville, the county seat, quickly became a frontier metropolis, a thriving hub of commerce and culture. It was here in 1819 that Alabama's first constitutional convention was held, and Huntsville served as the state's first temporary capital. This was a place where the foundation of a new state was being laid, a testament to the principles of organized government and civil society that James Madison so ardently promoted. But as with all history, there are complexities. The economic engine of this flourishing community was King Cotton, and its prosperity was built on the forced labor of enslaved people. The rich, loamy soil of the Tennessee Valley produced more cotton than any other county in the state, a brutal truth that stands in stark contrast to the ideals of liberty and equality for which its namesake fought. Yet even in this era, Madison County's legacy was being shaped by the intellect of its people with the establishment of early colleges, schools, and the state's first library. In the 20th century, Madison County's legacy transformed dramatically. While still rooted in its farming past, it became a national center for defense and space research. The establishment of Redstone Arsenal during World War II and the arrival of Wernher von Braun's rocket team in the 1950s turned Huntsville into Rocket City. Madison County's modern legacy is one of innovation and scientific advancement, a new frontier of human endeavor. It is a county that has moved from the farming economy of the 19th century to the aerospace and technology hub of today, a testament to a spirit of progress that would have undoubtedly resonated with its namesake. Now let us move to the east to Jackson County, a place of rugged mountains and deep valleys. Jackson County, created on the same day as Alabama's statehood in 1819, was named for General Andrew Jackson. Jackson, the victor of the Battle of New Orleans and later the 7th President of the United States, was a figure of raw power and populist appeal. Unlike the intellectual and reserved Madison, Jackson was a man of action, a frontiersman who embodied the rough and tumble spirit of a young America. Jackson County's history is defined by its dramatic landscape and its turbulent origins. The county's mountainous terrain made it unsuitable for the sprawling cotton plantations that defined Madison County. Instead, it was settled by subsistence farmers and was a place with fewer slaveholders. The land itself was acquired from the Cherokee Nation through a treaty, a foreshadowing of the darker side of Jackson's legacy and his role in the forced removal of Native Americans. The early county seat was established first at Salda Cave, and later at Belafonte, before finally settling in Scottsboro. The county's development was tied less to a single cash crop and more to its role in transportation and its rugged independence. The Memphis and Charleston Railroad, a vital link between the Atlantic and the Mississippi, passed through Jackson County, making towns like Scottsboro and Bridgeport strategic locations, especially during the Civil War. Jackson County's legacy, while not defined by intellectual pursuits or grand urban planning like its neighbor, is nonetheless profound. It is a place of resilience and a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. It is the site of Russell Cave National Monument, a place that offers one of the most complete records of prehistoric culture in the Southeast. And perhaps most famously, it lent its name to the Scottsboro Boys case, a landmark civil rights trial that forever changed American jurisprudence. This case, born out of the injustices of the Jim Crow South, highlights a crucial part of Jackson County's legacy, its unwitting role in the national struggle for civil rights. As we look at these two counties, we see more than just two pieces of land on a map. We see two distinct American ideals, personified by the men for whom they were named. Madison County, named for the quiet statesman, embodies the legacy of a nation built on law, order, and intellectual pursuit. Its story is one of planned development, of economic and scientific progress, and of a deliberate move toward a new, modern future. Jackson County, named for the defiant general, embodies the legacy of a nation forged in a rugged, independent spirit. Its story is one of resilience, a population shaped by the land itself, and a place that, by circumstance, become a crucible for some of our nation's most difficult and profound moments. In their shared history, we find the dual nature of our nation. One, a grand design born of intellectual thought. The other, a raw, unpredictable force shaped by the wilderness and the will of its people. Together, the legacies of Madison and Jackson counties tell the story of a state and a nation still wrestling with the very ideals their namesakes represented. The tension between law and liberty, between progress and tradition, and between the grand unifying plan and the untamed individual spirit. They remind us that our history is not a single narrative, but a complex tapestry woven from both the calculated genius of a constitutional father and the unyielding will of a frontier general. Thank you for listening, and join us again for episode 15, where we cover DeKalb and Cherokee counties. Have a good day, guys.